just wanted to get on here and talk about mindset for a second. So I've been reading this book. It's called Think and Grow Rich. This book right here. And in this book, it talks about auto-suggestion, which is basically saying something over and over and over again and reprogramming your brain into thinking that you're already at that point. So I set a reminder on my phone every morning. It basically just says, I am a profitable trader. I am disciplined. I will follow my rules and I will follow my strategy. And I say this to myself multiple times throughout the day because I'm trying to reprogram my brain into stop thinking I'm unprofitable. Every trade that I take is a loser. Why do I even do stuff like that? The negative, I'm trying to replace it with positive. And that's why I'm reading this book. I've read other books, Mark Douglas on the Disciplined Trader and Trading in the Zone. I've read both of those books. I need to go back and read them again, but that's besides the point. I'm talking about auto-suggestion and reprogramming your brain. July was a good month for me. My win-loss ratio started to go up and my strategy was working. I heard that sometimes your strategy just isn't in the market at specific times. And fortunately for me, I do have a coworker that works at the same place that I do. And he also day trades. He is profitable, so I asked him for some advice. And today he said, because I showed him the trade I took on Sunday, I showed him that I did, but I didn't follow my steps, because when you're trading, you have to know how to lose, because losing is a part of it. And you have to know how to lose. That day, which was Sunday, which was this last Sunday, I didn't know how to lose. I got a little upset and I closed my computer. This never broke my area and I should have waited for it to break to the upside where my trade was going. And yeah, he said to just, because he trades a little different. He more uses support and resistance. He does use some TJR and some ICT, but it's I think the only thing he says he uses fair value gap. He said to wait for the break, and it's pretty similar, honestly. So he said to wait, and I look back on that trade, I'm like, okay, yeah, like I should have been more patient with myself. That's one thing about becoming more skilled at trading, is you got to be okay with losing. Maybe continuing watching the market besides closing it if your areas haven't got broken through, as in like that specific discounted area or that fair value gap. So auto suggestion, I'm just trying to reprogram my brain, and I say it to myself every morning when my reminder goes off, and it's been working. The trade I took today, I did lose because I was trying to see if I could use the advice that I was given today. My bias, it was right. It hit where I thought it was going to hit. For me, there wasn't enough confluences, as in it didn't come back and break up. So I try to take that advice and I try to use it. Unfortunately, it did not work out. Yeah, so I'll show you guys that right now and I'll explain a little. Okay, so here's the chart. So my daily bias, I use the 4 hour and the 1 hour for daily bias, but I think this is what's kind of been fucking me up, is that it's been trading in a range. And I've noticed from the past, when it's in a trend, it's better, and I feel like I do better. Like I feel like I hit more trades that way, because lately, probably from like the second week of this month to now, I've actually came down, and I'm back to break even on my funded account. But it's not the lack of the strategy not working. The strategy's working. Yeah, and then here's the 1 hour. We were up in here. This just happened. But yeah, we were up in this trend. I saw it break right here. So that's kind of where my daily bias, because the high time frame, it's going up. So that's how I get my daily bias. And let me go back to the 1 minute so I can show you everything. When I measure out, I always measure out from the lowest part or the lowest low before the market shifts. So I always measure out from the bottom to the top, and I look for fair value gaps below discount or right above, but waiting for it to come into discount. And as you can see right here is a fair value gap right here. Price actually, well, another rule I have is not to trade before market opens because of impulse moves by the market. And actually you could see accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution. So you can actually see that here. Price did come into my area. This was marked out below discount. But the thing for me was it shot up way too quickly. But it also created this fair value gap. And this is kind of where my trade was. I had to wait for it to break above here. Also looking at here, candle body closed above there, but unfortunately, obviously it didn't work out. But I should have known better, because if we're looking at this high, I should have zoomed out maybe on the 5 minute, and you have equal highs right here, and I think it barely hit right here. So I should have aimed for these and entering on my position. So I'm always looking for price to fall into discount, into a fair value gap, and break out of that. What I wanted to happen specifically was this. I wanted this to happen. So yeah, it came down, filled fair value gap, came back down just a little bit, and then broke. And then I wanted to see it break that new high, and I wanted to enter off of that, or something like something in that realm. That's what I genuinely look for. And then the idea of me going back to being like, oh, what did I get told today? Wait for they call it a retest, but in the same thing you have a fair value gap, which I saw. I was like, okay, well, let me see if it falls back into here, and it did, obviously. But then I wanted the body, the candle body to break above right here. That's why I have this line. And it did. And then this is just the spread. So yeah, it never came up. And you know, it is what it is. I think I did a very good job about losing this trade. I didn't get upset or anything like that. I stuck to my plan. I did de-risk, so that's probably why a good thing, because obviously if you're going to try something new, de-risk, because money. So it's not in the lack of the strategy not working, it's just that one confluence that I actually did need wasn't there. And I guess you could have been, but I don't know. And then you have these fair value gaps. So if I would have had that, it would have been more of a it would have made me feel better, and I would have ended up trading that and targeting these equal highs over here, which would have been 1 to 4. But you know, it is what it is. That's my trade recap. I will see you guys in the next one.